back into our online class, and this is going to take you through our general sort of Wednesday night Ashtanga class. And we will be doing a few less sun salutations just so we can get more deep into the other standing and balancing postures. So if you would like, you're welcome to pause the video at the end of the sun salutations and just go through a few more times if you'd like to heat up a little more. But otherwise, we'll just start off standing up, opening up the joints a little. So we'll start with the shoulders, fingertips on top of the shoulders. We won't really do these in any particular perfect fashion, just moving the joints a little. You can go a bit faster if you like. So with the shoulders, we use a lot of shoulder strength in this practice. The chin down, the head a little to one side. So bring the chin back down to the chest, going over to the opposite side. And just very quickly out behind, opening up the joints. Bring the chin back to centre. Have a bit of a roll around through the wrists. Take the arms up nice and high into a sideways stretch, so the hands out to one side, hips to the opposite side. Come back to centre and over to the opposite side. Do a standing cat and cow style breath, so just a big inhale, roll, open the shoulders, palms, turn open. As you exhale, round the spine, roll the shoulders inwards, and relax the hands. Let's go a few more times. Inhale, open, squeeze the legs tight, press into your toes. Exhale, round and roll. For a little bit of a dynamic twist, let the arms become loose if you like. Nothing too forceful, just a gentle twist. Keep the toes a little forward and back, work from the toes up the hips. Rotation of the ankle. On each knee as well, a little flick of the knee. And a small circle of the hips. If you need to, you can lean up against the wall for this. Just a couple of circles forward and back. Well, like I mentioned, I'm just going to go through a couple of sun salutations each. Now with this first round of sun salutation A, you may like to go a bit slower using some easier options, maybe the knees to the floor if you're not already warmed up. We'll start with a strong standing posture. Always start and finish coming back here. Spread the toes, pressing into the floor. Strengthen all the leg muscles, stand tall in the spine, palms open with the shoulders open. Close down your eyes, bring your awareness to your breath. We'll just spend a few moments here tuning inward, releasing all other distractions, becoming aware of exactly how you feel in your body, in your mind, and then just your breath. Slow inhale, long exhale. Slow inhale, long exhale. Stay here for 3 more breaths. For when you're ready, beginning inhale, rise or reach as high as you can. Folding at the hips, long spine all the way down, chest and knees. Really relax through your head, your upper body here. Halfway lift with the breath in, extended spine. Exhale to plank, hands flat, spread the fingertips wide. Step the feet back, strong plank. Press the heels towards the back of the rib, inhale first. Forward and down to elbow height. Press the feet flat into the floor, upward dog. Squeeze the legs tight. Exhale, downward dog. Stay for 3 to 4 long breaths. And activating the strength of your arms and legs evenly to support through your spine. Keep pressing your tailbone to the ceiling, relax the hips. Find the strength through your fingertips, your forearms and upper arms. Gazing forward, inhale to bring the feet between the hands. Keep your chest folded at your knees, relaxing your head. Press into the toes, halfway lift, long spine. Exhale down. Inhale, rise to standing, palms open, reaching tall. And softly lower the thumbs to your heart. One more round just like that. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. Exhale, plank. Breath in first. Forward and down to elbow height. Upward dog, pressing away from the floor. Exhale, downward dog. Slow breath. Try and relax your head as much as you can, maybe the chin to the left and right. So you're ready to walking the feet in between the hands, folding down, chest to knees. Halfway lift with the breath in. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way to standing, reaching tall, and softly lower your thumbs to your hearts, closing down your eyes. If you like, you're welcome to pause the video here and go through a couple of rounds of sun salutation A just by yourself. Or if you're ready to continue on, following along for our sun salutation B sequence. Inhale, rise tall, and sit into a chair pose. Bend the knees, sit the tailbone low, or tuck the tailbone, activating your core strength. Reach tall through the fingertips. Forward fold. Press the toes down. Squeeze the legs tight. Relax the upper body. Halfway lift. Exhale, plank. Breath in first. Forward and down to elbow height. Upward dog. Down dog. Right foot extends first. Breath in. Exhale the foot to the top. Back heel lands on a slight angle. Lift up to our warrior one, hips and chest, those facing forward. Open up the shoulder, stretch the fingertips tall. Hold the pose for just one full breath. Now the hands down, front foot goes back. We'll go through our sequence again, so from a plank, forward and down to elbow height, upward dog, and downward dog. Left foot this time, inhale, extend. Exhale, footsteps to the top. Warrior one. Hips and chest facing forward. Lift up tall. Big extension through the spine and fingers. Both legs strong. Slow breath. Lunge forward, both hands land. Front foot goes back. One more time. Forward, down, up, and downward dog. Slow breath. Stay for 2 more long breaths. Gazing forward, make your way to the top, reversing the sequence. Fold down, chest and knees. Relax it. Halfway lift, breath in. Exhale down. Chair pose, bend knees. Tuck the tailbone, sweep the arms all the way up. Breath in. Exhale, touch lower. Inhale, rise to standing. Relax the arms, palms open. One more round. Inhale, rise. Exhale, chair. Breath in first. Fold all the way down. Relax the chest, the upper body. Halfway lift, breath in. Exhale, back to plank. Inhale first. Forward and down to elbow height. Upward dog. Down dog. Breath out. Right leg first. Inhale, extend. Exhale to the top. Warrior one. Big strong lunge. Rise up. Breath in. Exhale, lunge. Back to plank. Maybe the right foot hovers this time. 3-legged plank. And 3-legged chaturanga. Both feet down for your upward dog. Downward dog. Inhale, left foot this time. Exhale, foot to the top. Strong lunge. Set your feet first. Inhale, rise. Breath in. Exhale, fold back to plank. Maybe your 3-legged plank. Forward and down to elbow home. Upward dog. Down dog. Slow breaths. Strong arms, strong legs, relax your head. And a steady breath. And you're ready, gaze forward, softly make your way to the top. Feet between the hands, fold down, chest to knees. Halfway lift, breath in. And exhale down. Inhale, chair, tuck the tailbone, rock your way back, roll up slowly. Really strong core breath in. And exhale, sit touch floor. Breath in to stand tall, closing down the eyes. Relax the arms, keep the legs strong. We'll spend a few moments enjoying the heat, energy moving through your body, slowing down your breath. Beautiful. Gently blinking your eyes back open if they're all closed. Move into some standing postures. So just a very simple forward fold first. Spreading your feet out to about hip width apart. Spread the toes, push them back down into the mat. Or reach up as tall as you can. Try and really lengthen. So rather than just sending your arms up, try and lengthen as high as you can. Tailbone out behind, chest folds forward, arms keep reaching all the way down with the breath out. Relax the head. You can choose to hold onto your big toes if you like, or maybe just somewhere down your shin that's comfortable. Inhale, lengthen just a little. Exhale, fold chest closer to your knees. 2 more breaths. Extend the fingertips back out long, we'll rise up, really strong legs, active core, inhale, lift. Exhale, fold down one more time. See if we can go a little further. I like to get the pads of your hands underneath your feet. And push the tops of the feet, so the feet pushing the back of the hands into the floor. Relax the upper body. Squeeze the legs tight, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold it, the elbows bend out. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale. One more breath. Softly release the hands and we'll rise all the way back up. Beautiful. Wide-legged stance now. Shifting onto a lot of wide-legged postures. If you need a rest in between these postures, just let your legs come back in, give them a bit of a shake out before we move on to the next posture. It can get quite challenging sometimes for your groin, for your inner thighs. So we'll start with a nice wide-legged stance, something you're comfortable with. Good point of reference is the feet or the ankles underneath your wrists, or roughly there. Right toes turn out first, squeeze the legs tight. If you need, you can have a slight little bend in the front leg. Try to keep the legs straight and focus more on the upper body. So lifting tall, shoulders soft, upper body goes across, right hand down, left hand up to the ceiling. Stretch the fingertips away from each other. Take your gaze up on the top thumb, stay for 3 breaths. Really strong legs. Push firmly down into both feet. Inhale, lift, and switch sides. So right toes turn in, left toes turn out. Active legs, left hand over and down. Right hand reaches tall. Should be feeling good. Strengthening for the side. One more breath. Inhale up. If we'll go into our revolved triangle. So similar feet position. You might like to open up the width of your feet. So if you can see here, this is the triangle position I was in. And then I'll just take the left foot out a little wider for this one. So a little further to the left with the left foot. So we can square off our hips and chest to face the front foot. We're going to fold and twist. So this time the left hand comes down. You can meet the floor if you like, or maybe a prop, maybe holding to a shin. Otherwise just dangling, and the right hand comes back up directly up above the left, or thereabouts. Keep trying to extend your spine with your breath in. Twist your spine a little with your breath out. Really strong in both legs. One more breath. Inhale, lift the torso up, spin around to the opposite side. Once again, bringing the back foot a little further around so we can rotate our hips and chest to face the front foot. Arms out wide to a T. When you're ready, breath in. Stand tall. Exhale, fold the chest forward and twist. Sure you're pressing down firmly through both feet for a strong balance. Right hand down, left hand tall. Slow breath. If you're struggling to breathe, just come back out a little bit of the posture. It's okay if you're not quite there. Most importantly, we're breathing deeply. Inhale, rise, come out. Or rotate back to the right side again. This time, maybe a little wide leg stance into a side middle stretch. So the knee comes over the ankle. You can choose to rest the elbow on the knee or maybe dangle the bottom arm. And the back hand goes out, up, and then away from the back foot. So try and create a nice long line from the back toes to the top of the fingers. And tuck, just like our chair, tuck the tailbone underneath, squeeze your core in tight. Bring the top shoulder off the ear. Slow breath. Inhale, rise, use your core strength to come up, and we'll switch sides. Left toes turn out, right toes turn in there with the ankle. Left hand can rest or dangle. Right hand goes out, up, and away from the back foot. Tailbone tucks, squeeze the core in tight, lift the shoulder off the ear. Inhale, rise. Beautiful. Come straight into our wide-legged forward folds. So if you can, pigeon toe the toes inward, or if you need to, just keep the feet straight. Squeeze the legs tight, lift the spine up tall. Tailbone slightly behind, bring the chest forward and down. Keep the weight even between your heels and toes. Hands are just going to rest on the floor for this first fold. If you can't quite get the floor, you can rest your shins and thighs. Try not to push on your knees. It can be very dangerous pushing on your knees. So thighs or shins or floor if you can manage the floor. Relax through your head, your upper body soft. Inhale, slight spinal extension. Exhale, fold. 2 more breaths. All the leg muscles strong. Inhale, rise, lift the torso. Before we'll go again, this time the hands staying on the hips. So inhale, lift the spine up tall. Exhale, chest forwards, long spine all the way down. As far as you're comfortable down to. If you need to, you can use your hands somewhere else, but try and keep them on the hips. Use your leg strength this time to help with the fold. Lift the tailbone high and the chest down low. Slow breath. Inhale, lift. Just give the legs a little bit of a shake around before we move on to our last wide-legged posture. This will be reverse prayer fold. So we have the feet back into our right-legged stance like we did for our triangle. This time we're going to rotate the hips and chest to face the right foot. Arms rise up. Shoulders rotate inwards and wrap around the back so the hands can meet in a reverse prayer. Or maybe just a simple monkey grip of the fingers, if that's all you're comfortable with, which is fun. Try and neutralise the spine. So if you're arching really hard to get the reverse prayer, let's bring the hands down a little bit so you can neutralise your spine. Nice and tall, chest comes forward and down. Keep the legs steady. So try and avoid any bending or twisting in the knees. Stay nice and tall, even if you can't get down as low, it's completely fine. Long spine, strong legs. Inhale, rise. And spin around to the opposite side. Keep your hands as they are if you can. Turn to face the front foot. Both legs strong, hips and chest square to the front. Inhale, lift tall. Exhale, chest forward. Slow breath. Inhale, lift. We'll come back to centre and just bring the feet in. Slowly give the arms a little bit of a shake around. It might be pretty tough on the wrists, that little exercise. So when you're ready, move straight into our balances. Now, if you have a yoga strap at home, it might be a little easier for you to use a yoga strap. Just put in the loose end through the buckle once. I'm going to slide that. You can even use a belt for this if you just had a normal belt. Sliding that over the foot. And then the loose end goes behind your hip bones. So you can use the opposite hand for support. I'm not going to use a strap, so I can show you what it's like to use it without a strap. You can also do this, I'm not sure if you can see me with the camera there, but one hand on the wall. If you're a little unbalanced and you would like some support, you can use the wall as well. So the full variation of this posture is to use your peace fingers wrapping around your big toe, and extend out forward, and then out away from the hips. If you can't quite manage that, we have a little easier version, still challenging enough to get a good workout through this posture. So a strong stance first. Bring the pads of the feet together if you can, stand tall. We'll take the left hand on the hip, or you can just wobble it out wide if you really need that extra help balancing. Right hand comes over the right toes. And imagine we've got a string from the fingers down to the toes. I'm going to pull the toes up. Pulling up, holding steady. Really work hard through your left foot to stay balanced, shoulders soft. And then just like I demonstrated before, we're going to open in opposite directions. The heel to one side, the chin to the opposite side. It helps to do this with the breath in. So the heel to the right, chin to the left. Take your time. If you fall down, it's okay. Just have a bit of a smile and try again. Spine up as tall as you can. Keep lifting your heel. Curl your right toes back towards your nose. And when you're ready, come back to center. Inhale, center. And just relax down. Legs a little bit of a shake around. And we'll go to the opposite side. So right hand on the hip, or wobbling out for balance. If you need, that's fine. Don't feel like you need to perfect these postures at all. This is just simply our practice. Strong standing posture first. And take one breath. Using your left fingers to pull up the toe with your imaginary string. Standing tall, chin to the right, heel to the left. Keep the left leg active and strong. Slow breath in to open up. Try and bring your hips forward. Slow breath. Lift that heel a little higher. And inhale to center. Relax down. Not easy. Sometimes they can be just as challenging without having anything holding onto that foot. So don't think it is always the easiest option to do it without any props or the use of your hand. Right. We're going to jump into our warrior two. We'll get there through a bit of a flowing sequence. So we'll start with our strong standing posture. Coming back to the top of your mat, we'll go forward and back. So make sure we can use the whole mat. Big breath in, reaching tall. Chair pose, breath out. Bend the knees. Big inhale. We're going to exhale, step back to a warrior two. So the right foot goes back. Heel lands on the ankle, arms out, nice and wide, soft shoulders. Stretch the fingertips away from each other. We'll go through our little vinyasa flow too. So reach forward, hands land in a plank, front foot goes back, inhale. Chaturanga down to elbow height, upward dog, and downward dog. Big breath in, right foot lifts. Step the foot to the top and rise up to our warrior two. Left hand comes back, right hand goes forward. Try and open up the hips and the chest to the side. Stretch the fingertips away from each other, soften your shoulders, strengthen in your warrior two. The back hand is going to sweep forward, bringing the knee with it to our chair. When you're ready, back foot comes forward, sit nice and low, tailbone up, tucks underneath, active core, arms are nice and tall. Beautiful, hands to a prayer. And I'm just going to fold all the way down, big forward fold, halfway lift. We'll bend the knees, coming down into a squatting posture. So you can take the feet out a little wider, spine up nice and tall. Take a few moments releasing from all the challenging standing postures and balances. And then rocking down onto your spine safely. You can use your hands for support if you like. Chin stays tucked in. It's a little roll forward and back. And we'll rock up to a seated position when you're ready. Sorry. Oh gosh. I farted and then edited that out, so that was funny. But you'll never know. Curl the toes back. Activate and strengthen all your legs. So you might feel your heels hover just a little. Sit up nice and tall. This is our seated base position. Just like we have our standing position, we start and finishing. This is our seated posture. Go through a few seated postures here. So legs always active, reaching up tall. And a big forward fold. Keep curling the toes back, chest folds forward, arms extend a little further, then relax the arms so you can hold onto your toes, maybe your shins if you need. Most importantly, you want to avoid a big rounding in the spine. So lift up and extend the spine, pulling the chest forward, slow breath. Inhale, rise. Beautiful, hands by your side. Or bring the hands a little behind the hips. You can choose to keep the fingertips forward or out behind. I personally like them facing forward. We'll stretch through the front of our body. So I'll push the toes down, raise up the hips, open up the collarbones. If you're comfortable to allow the head to relax back. Really strong glutes, slow breath. Gently coming down. Tuck the tailbone underneath. Rotate the tailbone underneath. Bring the right foot in first. You can choose to have maybe just the heel pressing into your inner thigh, or if that's uncomfortable on your back when you fold, you might like to sit up onto the inner part, the arch of your foot. If I find I get back pain when I go to one side, so I just like to sit on the foot to help remove that pain. Focus more on the hamstring, reaching it tall, where exhale fold into a little hamstring fold. It's very important to keep those toes curled back, the leg stays active. Relax the hands. Let me take your gaze towards your big toe, just help steady and focus your mind. Slow breath. Inhale, reaching tall. And exhale, softly releasing. Switch sides. I apologize, we were supposed to go the right foot first, but we went the left foot first. That's also okay. Toes curl back, reaching tall. Exhale, fold. Right leg's active, hands rest. Maybe take your gaze to a toe, focus your mind. As best you can, releasing all distractions from your mind. Just let everything be free to wander in and out. Inhale up and softly release. Beautiful. Come into a simple twist. So the right foot first. About one hand's gap between the foot and the knee, curling the left toes up. Right hand goes behind. Inhale, lift. Left arm comes across, lock in the elbow behind the knee, and take the gaze over the right shoulder. You stay active with the left leg, tall spine. Cancel, let's switch sides. Right leg goes out, left leg comes in, a little gap there. Inhale, lift. Exhale, twist. Keep the right leg strong. Every breath in, sit a little taller. Every breath out, twist just a little further. Beautiful, soft release. Give the legs a little bit of a shake around. And we're going to come into our boat pose. We'll do the boat pose a few times. So it's tall spine, and reach your arms out and lean back until you can feel the feet become light. You can choose to keep the toes on the floor, maybe lift them up to knee height, or maybe, if you're comfortable, a full extension of the legs. You can feel a little bit of shake, that's okay. Quite natural to be challenged, so if you need to, just bring the feet back down to where it's comfortable, but still a little challenge. Active arms, feel the strength throughout your entire body. We'll tuck the knees and roll onto our back. Just a couple of spinal rolls before we rock back up to the boat pose. Breath out, roll back. Breath in, roll forward. With your next breath in, roll all the way up. Try and balance. I'll take a couple of goes, that's fine. Broad collarbones, soft shoulders, active core. We'll go one more time. Keep the chin tucked in. Breath out, roll back. Breath in, roll up the boat. Two more breaths. Strong core. Tuck the knees. Touch the feet into a little butterfly. I'm just going to fold forward. The tailbone out behind. Sit tall in the spine and then bring the chest forward. This is just a nice releasing posture from a few of the ones that we just went through, especially that boat. And to lift up onto our hands and knees and come into a bit of a hand balance. If you're not comfortable with this, you can still go through this posture with your feet on the floor. You don't have to go and come all the way up onto your hands. Or if you like, you can just rest in like a squatting position to really help open up the flexibility of your hips if you like to practice this pose in the future. It's going to start up in a standing posture for the feet, maybe a little bit wider, just a touch wider than the hip width apart, reaching nice and tall with the arms. Full forward fold, tailbone behind, reach out long, turn the palms flat to the floor. You're going to walk the hands about a hand's distance in front of the toes, and then also rotate the elbows, so the eye of the elbow tries to face as far forward over the fingers as you can. So if it's facing back towards your knees, it's going to be tricky. So we'll rotate it inwards so it's facing forwards. If you need to, you can bend the knees so you can come down to the floor, or raise up onto that tippy toes. Bend the elbows so the knee comes into the armpit or somewhere down the tricep above the elbow. From here, you simply look forward, lift the chin, going to rock our weight forward onto our hand. Really use your fingertips for strength. Like I mentioned, you can stay here with your toes, just touching the floor, feeling the strength of your arms. Take most of the weight, or if you're comfortable too, you can lift one foot off the floor, remember the other foot into our crow. Straight the arms for a little stronger crow. Slow breath. And when you're ready, rocking back down. Give the wrists a little relief, turning the palms up to the ceiling. Back of the hands to the floor, a little side to side. And the palms to the floor, fingers facing your toes, and we rock forward and back to still good. We'll come through a turtle pose. So it's a wonderful forward fold to help get a little deeper into your forward fold. Kind of turn a little so you can see slightly better. Feet out nice and wide. Pull the tailbone out from behind. Sit up tall. Knees come up just a little. You're going to fold to the inside of the thighs. So chest comes down, fingertips reach forward. Once the hands meet the floor, they go underneath the knees. And you can choose, if this is okay, if you can stay here, but otherwise, try and send the heels out a little further, flattening the legs to help squash the upper body down further. So you're only going into this as much as you're comfortable to. And walk out a little further with the heels. If you're really flexible, you might be able to get the feet out to a full extension. Just trying to breathe slowly, slowly, slowly. Control breath. The most important part of each posture is the control through your breath. Gently wiggling the heels back in, one heel at a time. It's coming out of this posture safely. Take your time. There's no rush. Really slowing down our practice here. I'm going to move into a pose. I'll do that soon actually. I'm going to a shoulder stand. So just a simple release, a simple upside down release. You have a few options. One hand on top of the other, underneath your tailbone for a simple candlestick. Just to bring your hips up off the floor. You can have a cushion here as well if you prefer the cushion over your hands. Just trying to bring the heels up above your hips. Weighing through the toes, active legs. And trying to pull your shoulder blades down to the floor. If you'd like to go a step higher, have the elbows by your hips, palms open. Try and catch the hip bones. So you're not catching the bum, catching the hip bones. Trying to make sure we're supported in the spine. So rock back, catch the hip bones. So not the spine, not the bum, hip bones. And the heels then come up above the hips. Pushing the elbows into the floor and the shoulder blades, shoulders down into the floor as well. Chin is slightly tucked. Active legs. Need a little core strength here as well, working to help stay supported. We want to keep a lot of the pressure on the shoulders and the elbows rather than the head and neck. Slow breaths. We usually hold these inversions a little longer, just to help release from any stresses of the day. Always quite a joyful practice as well, being upside down. Releases a lot of the feel-good chemicals into the brain. It's just a little something different, a bit more playful. Make any other shapes with your legs that you like to explore, maybe an upside down split. Split the legs around a little, anything that feels good, just to move and play within your body. Not like an upside down butterfly. If you're in your shoulder stand, so if you're in your candlestick with the hands underneath or a cushion underneath, stay as you are. Shoulder stand, you might like to come into a cloud, tucking in the toes. Release the hands so the palms are flat to the floor, or either interlocked fingertips to the floor. We'll try to see if we can make the toes to the mat above your head. Slow breath. Keep pulling the shoulders down to the mat, supporting your neck. And when you're ready, knees around the ears, plugging in tight. And we'll gently roll out to the floor. Keep the chin tucked in, a little spinal roll. I like to land the feet and take a small twist side to side. We're going to go into a nice opposite stretch. It is quite an unusual one, so I'd like you to take it easy. If it doesn't feel comfortable for you, you can simply just rest in Happy Baby or a spinal twist. So Happy Baby is just holding onto the toes with the knees and the armpits, or a simple twist left to right. This one is our fish posture. The feet staying up, or sorry, knees staying up for the moment. Take the hands, one on top of the other, underneath the tailbone. Sorry, we'll send the feet out long. And you'll press into your elbows, lift up your torso to the ceiling. You'll lift the chest up, arch the neck back, and let the top of your head meet the floor. So if this is good for you, you can stay in this posture. If this is too uncomfortable, if there's too much strain on your neck, just simply tuck the chin, come back, and make your way into a Happy Baby or a twist. This is just a modified fish pose, something a little bit more accessible for people if you're just starting out. Beautiful way to help release from the upside down postures. Really flush out the last of the toxins hanging around in your lungs. So take a big breath in through your nose. Forceful breath out through your mouth. You'll be able to feel you can really release a lot of air out through your mouth. Let's do just 4 more breaths. When you're ready, press into the elbows, tuck the chin, round the spine, slowly down to the floor. Make any final stretches you like before resting in Shavasana. Simply extend one out long, one leg out long when you're ready, followed by the other. Palms open, resting by your side, body's completely heavy, melting into the floor. Give yourself permission to relax. Prepare yourself for about 7 to 10 minutes, laying still, gifting yourself this time. complete stillness with complete awareness just on your breath. Taking in all of life's experience. Everything you can, absorbing it all in this quiet time just for yourself.